Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech.
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, good morning. And we are here right now, ready to start another one. Oh boy, like always, it's a jam-packed week. But we're so glad that you're here with us. We're so glad that you're rocking with us on this Monday morning. And man, like we normally do, how was your weekend, bro? How's everything going so far?
The weekend was pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. Didn't do a whole lot. Friday, um, just had a few people over. We just celebrating the wife's birthday, and then also getting this other room together, man. Getting stuff ready for the baby and all that. So yeah, just had that on Friday. Saturday went and played some, like, just really just practiced some golf in the morning. Like, just went and cleared my mind a little bit, hit some golf balls, and then Sunday church. Pretty standard, normal on that day. And yeah, got ready for this week, man. Got ready to kick this week off good. And that was about it for the weekend for me. How about yourself?
Yeah, so my weekend was jam packed, and I'm definitely going to go into that. But I got
Yeah.
Darcel here in the building with us. Darcel, good
Hey.
morning. Good morning. So good to see you, fam. So glad that you're here rocking with us as usual. And I see you got the team in USA hat, brother Trey. So I see you
Oh,
got that ready to go.
yeah. You know, it was it's been in the closet. I was like, oh, you know what? I never wear this. And I think the U.S. The Olympics is coming around the corner soon. So I was
Yeah.
like, let me throw this on a few times. When it's that cream color and white and all that. I'm dark skinned, so I don't really like to rock a lot of white hats and stuff like that because, hey, you can see it. You can see it on me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it get a little smudge um, as a dark skinned brother. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, but I threw it on today.
I hear that. I hear that. We got Mitch in the building as well. Good morning, Mitch. So glad to have you rocking with us as well this Monday morning. Oh man, I feel like the heat. Let's talk about that first of all. I'm going to talk about the weekend, but I'm going to go back to the week. The heat here in Jersey, man, in the
It's on
tri-state
you.
area, sweltering, sweltering hot.
Ah,
Like it's one of those days where it's like, where do I go if you don't have an AC? Thankfully, we do have one, but man, it was like one of those situations where it's just like, man, save me from this, please. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. But yeah, no, it was a great weekend, man. What we did was we had like a picnic, a church picnic that happened on let me see, the Saturday. Try to remember my days. That happened on Saturday, and then what we did was we also went to friends had a going away, and they were going away. They're moving to another state, and a friend that we haven't seen in a while. And we went to surprise them, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you're gonna be here." So it was a good packed weekend. But with everything, when you have kids, it's like it takes just so much more time to get
yeah.
out, to wrangle everybody together. Now when it's time to go home, it's an hour long process. you gotta take you
Ah,
gotta literally kind of get everybody together, go back out. So it was just a lot, but it was good. It was good indeed. And so, man, definitely was a blast. Mitch says, Trey, you got the sunnies on. The
no,
sunnies.
man. Oh no, I'm not that type of dude. These are eyeglasses with the rose tint on there.
Oh
You
Lord.
can see my eyeballs. These aren't sunglasses.
Glasses with the rose tint, man. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I,
not sunglasses, eyeglasses, spectacles.
man, if you just had a leopard skin jacket on and a cane, you would been fit for another profession with those glasses on. I'm not gonna
Oh,
say what.
look, I had
Those
to I had to
guys-
change that voice a little bit. Come on now, baby.
with, with
It's time
a
to go now.
with a long flowing perm.
Yeah,
Just
I was just watching that episode of Martin, man, yesterday. That's funny.
oh, you did so.
Yeah, it was the episode when they were trying to figure out how Martin and Gina got together, and his
Oh,
part of the story was he came in like a pimp. Uh,
oh my gosh, just the part.
oh man.
He said, Mitch said, I still call those Sonnies, no matter what you say. Uh, it don't matter
Hey,
what
I hear you.
it don't matter what you say, but it's definitely one of those things, man. Well, let me ask you this. This is like more impromptu. But in regards to y'all watching the show, rocking with us right now, what was the weather like for you this week? Was the weather crazy? Was it like sweltering hot? It was a heat wave by us. People were complaining, of course.
Mm.
But honestly, how was the weather in your neck of the woods this week?
Well, I know mine. It was pretty standard, pretty average, pretty hot. But that's what we expect here. So a lot of people at the water parks and all of that.
Yep.
What was that? Literally 98 yesterday, 98 degrees. But that, like I said, that's pretty standard, man. Let me pull it up here.
Texas got a
Yeah,
different heat wave.
high at 98 today, 98, 100, 101, and then hundreds across the board all the rest of the week. So that's what that's about standard for us.
But
Um, yeah,
but here's the thing with y'all. At least it's not humid. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's
Here
that
in
dry heat.
Yeah, DFW is it's not humid. You for the humid stuff, you might need to ride down a few hours to Houston. Then you'll get that sweating your perm out.
I can't. I can't. Come here, baby. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking about right now when you said that. But it's so true though. Like, it's true though. It literally is like one of those. It was sweltering hot, man. Like Mitch said right there, hot. So I don't know where you from right now. I don't know like what kind of hot you're talking about. If it's dry heat for y'all that are watching with us, but man, mine was humid, and so I'm so glad that we got AC blasted here uh, in the studio, also in the house. So that's very good. Darcel, well, oh, we got tech coach Ralph in the building. Said, "What's good, y'all?"
What up? What up?
Darcel added to the conversation. He said, "Very hot in Georgia. Had to up the amount of water to give my peach tree." So he wasn't playing no games there.
Man,
So,
Darcel got a peace tree, man. Come on now.
yeah, hey, it's a peach state, you know.
Very Georgia of you, man. Very Georgia
Georgia,
of you. I used my
Georgia.
grandmother used to live down the street from a lady, this older Caucasian lady who had a peach tree in her front yard. And yeah, she would see me and my cousin outside playing sometimes.
Mm.
And hey, y'all come down here and get some of these peaches, cause I can't eat them all. And we would do it. But yeah, that's fire, man. Peach tree in the yard. It was in her front yard. Where's yours at? In the back or the front?
That's a
I
good
always thought
question.
that was fire.
That's a good question. Tech coach Ralph says, "Y'all don't want to have a weather fight with me here in Florida. It's you don't want to have it. I can imagine, man. That's you probably like frying eggs on the sidewalk. That's how
Mm.
hot it is over there. That is how hot it is over there. Well, listen, y'all, we got a good show for y'all today. We have some things we could definitely talk about. Feel free to call into the show. I dropped the links on most of the chats, so definitely feel to do that. What up, Prince on IG? So good to see you, brother. Glad that you're rocking with us as well. Um, yeah, man. Y'all know the Georgia boys talk in ad libs. I'm sure. I'm not sure what Darcy's talking about, but peach trees, partridge in the
Boy, he
partridge in a peach
crazy.
tree.
He crazy. We know what he's talking about, man. Don't do him like that.
Ah, yeah, hilarious, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk.
Darcel, you got to let him know, man. He trying to say you. Dang, what's that rap that the Migos do? I can't even think of what it's called. He trying to say you talking like that, man. I
Yeah, I know you're
can't
talking
think of
about. I know you're talking about. Oh man. Well, listen, we have a lot going on today. It's gonna be a lot of fun. $4 trillion race. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about everything else that we have in between. But go ahead, and if you haven't, share this with others in regards to the show. We want to make sure that we keep it bolstering and keep it going and keep it everything on lock. And so definitely share this with others. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It don't cost you anything. But again, you're grown. Do what you want to do. And of course, if you want to call into the show, I dropped the links in there as well. If you want to listen to this on the podcast version, it's there in the chat as well. So go ahead. You have all those options for you to click on and to do what you need to do. But man, I like the treadmill. I'm starting to. I love the elliptical. I haven't been in a race in a while. I'm not gonna lie, but this $4 trillion race is something that, man, brother Trey, I'm gonna let you talk about it because there's a lot. There's a lot going on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for real, man, for real. So the $4 trillion race is between some of the big three, okay, and that's Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft. So
Mm.
yeah, the $4 trillion race is the race to the market cap of $4 trillion. All right, and right now, based on what's going on and how they're moving, Microsoft and Nvidia are predicted to lead that race. Now, who's going to come out on top? That's what this is all about. We don't know. Okay, we have no clue. But right now, as of last week, Nvidia passed Microsoft in market cap. So the company is up to 3.34 trillion, which has now passed Microsoft. But basically, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia, they're competing to reach that market cap. Um, the contenders, like I mentioned, are Microsoft and Nvidia. They the racehorses right now. Apple, uh, they straggling in the back. Ultimately, they're dependent on their AI strategy that they, kind of talked about not too long ago, and that may get it up there into the running. I don't personally think so, but Nvidia is currently they consider them dogs. Okay, they probably gonna hit it first, not gonna cap. Um, right now, under the guidance of CEO Ginseng Huang. Listen, that dude, he's the real deal. All right, he's the real deal. They're actually calling him the next Steve Jobs. Back
Mm-hmm.
when he was in his prime, that's what they saying this dude is. And I mean, when you just hear him speak and the things that they already have like set out in place over the next couple years, that when it comes to chip makers, uh not only are they making them faster, but they already have the stuff laid out and planned. So these other chip
Yeah.
makers, they're gonna have to figure something out. Because I mean, even if they could come up with some of the stuff that Nvidia is doing, they're not even able to get it out as fast as they are. So that's what over these last few years. I'm not gonna cap. I've missed on Nvidia. Like 2019, I should have jumped on it a lot earlier when it comes to the stock game. But yeah, sometimes that's how it is. Now you just got a dollar cost average moving forward and all that. But okay, can y'all still hear me
Yeah,
on
yeah,
my end?
yeah. I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I went out of there or something. But yeah, so basically, Nvidia. Let me get back to it. They have the strong competitive moat due to the chips and the software ecosystem. So right now, they're probably gonna go ahead and get it done. So the tech industry, we're witnessing some crazy developments in AI, and that's really what's really pushing a lot of these companies: Google, Amazon, Meta, um, again, Nvidia, and so that's gonna keep them on top. I don't know what do y'all think? Do y'all think Nvidia is gonna pull it out, or do y'all think Apple or Microsoft are gonna come up? I ain't gonna even cap. Y'all know Apple; those are my people. But I mean, when it comes to this race, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna make it,
And it's so funny you said that because Seco Strauss says, I don't know much. I don't have much confidence yet in Apple AI strategy. They always
man.
leak things.
Yeah,
Um, and it's so funny when you talk about specifically when you're talking about Nvidia and everything that's going on right now with Jensen. And he said Steve Jobs. I'm like, that makes total sense. I was watching a story interview that he had when he was in a Denny's where he originally worked and where they originally started a company. Him and a few other two other gentlemen, and basically in that, from the humble beginning to now, people started saying, "Man, he's hard to work with. He's difficult. He's hard to please." That type of personality. He's like, Yeah, you should be if you want to do anything great. So he actually took it
Yeah,
as a badge of honor. So when made that Steve Jobs comparison, I was like, oh, makes total sense. It sounds exactly
yeah,
like him. But you're not the only one that are kicking their butt in 2019 that heard about it. I mean, I heard about it a bit later than that, but I know somebody else who said, man, person that was a person that I took advice from in the past recommended that stock to me, and I totally dropped the ball. So never, don't feel bad at all. Don't feel bad at
yeah,
all.
yeah,
Um,
man.
but yeah, no, I honestly think that in regards uh, to this race that we're in right now, the person that's definitely primed is Nvidia first. Microsoft is right there. I mean, their partnership with OpenAI, which is pretty much known, like they have the majority, almost the majority of the stock in regards to where they're positioned right now. Like they're good. Apple, we're still in the same phone. So I don't know.
Exactly,
So we'll see what's gonna
exactly.
happen with that. Like that's how I would rank it. I'm not surprised if Nvidia gets there a lot sooner than we think. Everything that they're developing with the humanoids and everything that's gonna be like not just for the now, but for the future, like you said, it's just moving very quickly. And so everything that happened with the stock this past week, like none of that really worries me at this particular junction. It just seems like it's going to be a pretty clear cut winner, but we'll see what Microsoft does. Never know. Techco Drop says Apple actually an innovative company, or do they take existing ideas and make them pretty expensive? Good question, y'all.
Exactly.
What do y'all think about that
Good
in the chat?
question. That's exactly what they do. They've been doing for years, man. I remember when I was on the dark side, and I had my Galaxy Note, I don't know, 10 or something like that. I can't remember what it was now. And yeah, that was my whole thing, man. I'm like, y'all trying to catch up. Y'all
Yeah.
like my camera is way superior. I got stuff. I can change my whole screen around. I can do anything I want to my phone. Y'all locked
Hmm.
down. I remember, man. That was their whole thing is to wait and then kind of come in and oh look, we perfected uh this thing that y'all have had for years, and so that's their whole thing, bro. Um, I don't know. That's what they've been doing. They know they can, and so they do. It's not going to change probably until something like this happens, right?
Yeah.
Where they want to be big dogs. So they're scrambling right now. They're trying to figure it out. Who knows? Maybe this is what's going to propel them to do something different and make it like all the way out of the box. So we'll see.
Out of the box. Yeah, we'll see for sure. Tech Coach Ralph is playing games now. He said it was Apple and upgraded Palm Pilot. Um, man, I can't remember. I know Palm Pilots, of course, but I can't even
Nah,
like remember how it
that
even looks to compare the two.
uh,
I mean, upgraded Palm
it's
Pilot.
possible.
I guess
I
some
mean,
things were
like, we can't do them like that. I mean, they definitely did pull out the
innovate.
screen on the joint.
Yeah,
They definitely put the music inside the phone. You know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah,
we can't do them like that. But
yeah.
after that, they definitely haven't been doing nothing innovative. Okay,
Yeah.
straight jacking.
Hopefully they could change that around because innovation is important. We definitely want to see that innovation happen, y'all. So hopefully that is not the case, but we'll see. We will see. But in the meantime, between time, y'all can still be innovative and go to these events that we're talking about in our good old bulletin board. We want you to definitely take advantage of that. And as you know, the bulletin board, this segment is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming events. So visit blacktechglobal.com for more. And I'm going to drop the banner in here as we're talking about the show. And so that way, y'all could keep up on these things. And like always, I'm not going to be with you long. I'm going to be with you really quick. So definitely hang on with us. And you never know, there might be something nearby that you can participate in. Unfortunately, though, this first one is sold out. But in case you are going to it and you want to be aware of it for the next time, Black and Tech Network Mixer that's happening Wednesday, June 26th, just sold out literally yesterday or this morning. So sorry for y'all that y'all cannot make that one. But at least you're all aware of this particular event that's happening. It's going to be actually in Indianapolis, Illinois. So definitely check that out if you can. Now, I want to talk about this one for a moment. This one is actually going to be a lot of fun for those who are in the Seattle area. Ticket sales end soon, but it's only $10 for the Afrotech meetup in Seattle. So you definitely want to look and be a part of that if you're close enough. Last time I heard, the CEO of Starbucks actually popped up to an Afrotech event in Seattle. So you don't want to never know who's going to pop up. So you definitely want to see if you could be there. It's going to be happening at the Collective Seattle at 400 Dexter Avenue North in 100 Seattle, Washington. Definitely check that out. Again, this is a part of the larger Afrotech event that's happening. Thursday, July 18th, they actually have one in Cincinnati as well, Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you are part of that, definitely check out the meetup there because, again, you never know who's going to be in the room. Now, this is an event
Steve
that I'm
Knight might pull up, man.
you never know. But this one I'm going to go to. This is actually in my neck of the woods. This is the Afrotech executive event. And this one, they had a version of this in Seattle. That's the one that we had a good old friend, not friend, but some the CEO of Starbucks pop by. But this event is happening in Newark. It's about $79 to get into it, but you can see there's a schedule. It's basically from 3 to 8 where there's networking involved. If you are in the area, definitely want to register for this and check it out. It might be something that might be appealing to you. So definitely look into that if you are in the area. And so keep it moving right now because I'm not going to be with you long. There is another event that's happening. This event is happening. BMT, Black Men in Tech Connect. This is happening June 28th. It's going to be happening in the McDonald's headquarters. If you're in Chicago, this is for you. This event is $100, but again, you're not going to. People that are going to be an audience are also hiring as well. So you want to basically be a part of the workshops, career fairs, a social gathering, especially if you're looking for a job at this time. It's a 2-day event. So if you are interested, check that out. And then wrapping it up here, we have 2 more events. One is going to be called the Powering Network event. This is happening actually very soon as well, but I want to give you a heads up. This is actually happening in July 10th to the 13th. So I want to give you a little bit of a heads up for this one because this one is registered now. If you want to get involved with this, you have to register sooner than later and see what's going on in this space. This is more for businesses and people that are looking to network in that area, but definitely you can check it out and see the lineup is here. So definitely look into that if that is up to if that's something that you're interested in. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the price tag is about $767 for that. If that's something that interests you, definitely check that out as well. Now, last but always certainly not least, we have one more event here called Bag Talk and Tech for the Culture. This is Wednesday, July 3rd. Want to give you a little heads up. This is actually free, so you want to look into this. And this one is going to be in Houston, Texas, at the Reset Rooftop. So it's right around the 4th of July holiday weekend, and it's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. It's that Wednesday. So if you're interested in going to that, if you're in the area, you can go ahead and check out the event. This event and more are on the website. So go ahead and go to blacktechglobal.com, your premier source for tech events. And so we wanted to make sure that you are aware of what's going on and what we could find for you. Speaking about one of the events that we have is actually going to be at the McDonald's headquarters. And there's been a couple of changes with McDonald's. I would say some say people say woes. I was thinking fails, but hey, nothing's a failure, right? It's an accomplishment moving forward. I'm gonna let Brother Trey talk about that a little bit more so you guys are aware of what's going on.
Yeah, either it's a lesson. It's not an L, it's a lesson, and yeah, that's what they're learning here. So in the thought of keeping it moving, right? You got drive-throughs. That's what they're all about, is making sure things go by faster and smoother. Yeah, so AI fast food drive-throughs. We're talking about McDonald's. They are ending their partnership with IBM for the AI-powered drive-throughs. It started actually, and you might not have known. Maybe I don't know if our audience even goes to McDonald's. I definitely pull up sometimes still for the apple pies, man. The apple pies. Hey, I don't know what to say. They fire. Still to this day. So I still pull up for that. But if y'all have, you might not have noticed that, yeah, they've been using AI powered drive throughs since 2021. And the thing is, though, they're planning to shut off the automated order technology, though, that they were testing in some of these locations this past July. Um, actually, yeah, uh, actually, they're going to end it by July. So by July 26th, they'll all be stopping that AI powered drive through. Basically, though, they're really not ruling out AI drive-throughs. They're just gonna maybe make a pivot. Okay, so they're gonna still explore like voice ordering solutions a little more broadly. The deal that they had with IBM, though, they're gonna go ahead and end that. So yeah, it was just kind of messing stuff up. Like people's orders were not getting getting done right, and so you can't really have that if it's set up to make it faster, a faster process, and now you're having to double back and triple back. That ain't faster. So that's basically what they're doing there. But with that being said, other fast food chains, they actually, um, Wendy's, White Castle, Popeyes, they're all experimenting with AI technology for their operations. So, I mean, obviously, soon it's going to be at all of them, and you're just going to be talking to, an Android or whatever, and pulling up, and humans probably making the food. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe they doing it all back there after a certain amount of time. But right now, they're like, hey, we gotta perfect this thing. But one way to figure it out is to make tests and do tests. That's the one thing about us as people. We don't normally like to try nothing because we're scared it's gonna fail. But that's one of the only ways to figure it out is you gotta get out there. So that's what they did, right? So I commend them for it. And it's basically the AI system. It faced challenges interpreting different accents. So that was the thing, y'all. Dialects, and that's what messed up the order inaccuracies. Okay, so that's one thing that they're gonna have to, I guess, really dial in is when people come up talking to saying the same stuff but just in a different way.
Yeah.
That's where those human factors come in right now. Over time, I'm sure they'll perfect it, but right now, I can see that definitely being a problem, especially in certain areas where you have multiple types of people coming through. It's going to lead to problems if you don't perfect that side. So, yeah, while this specific partnership is ending, they'll definitely be using other IBM products globally. And so, yeah, with that being said, they waste no time. The company actually launched a new partnership with Google Cloud to implement generative AI across different business priorities. So there's still AI is still definitely going to be a huge part of the companies, and obviously going forward, all of them, most majority of companies, AI is going to be a part of it. It's just this part didn't pan out so well right now, but that's where it is right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said in regards to failure. We're going to talk about that in a moment. I got to go to the comment section because we got a friend in the building. Todd Smith is
Yeah.
in the building. So pull
What's
up and
up?
meet Joseph at Afrotech Executive Network, Executive New York. Newark, yeah, absolutely meet up with me if y'all are in the building. If y'all could, I will be there. I will be there representing. So definitely do that. Tech Coach Ralph says some crazy things have happened in drive-throughs recently, and
Really?
then he's also said he said, forget McDonald's. The chat wants to know Popeyes or Church's chicken. That's what it's really about.
Oh
Not no
man,
Chick-fil-A, no KFC, Popeyes or Church's chicken. So,
Popeyes, if you can get them, that's the only thing, man. You sit in the drive-through, they all out in the parking lot smoking a square. Like, what are y'all doing, man? I'm trying to order. Taking 5 years, I actually haven't been in like some months because of that. Like the last few times, I went to different Popeyes, like, and they
same thing.
all were doing the same thing. Hey, man, we out of thighs right now, man. Like, dang, what do y'all got? Y'all are chicken. Y'all sell chicken. How are you running out of chicken? it it don't make no sense, man. Uh, but yeah, that's as far as now churches. They what is that? Those biscuits they had. I haven't been
Yeah,
there in like almost probably 15, 20 years, but I
me
do
too.
remember those biscuits. It's just been a while. I don't see them like that anymore. But um there's Popeyes all the everywhere, and I refuse to wait for, like, it's ridiculous, man.
Mitch said, smoking the square.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
listen, everybody they had a standard lunch break, smoke break that they didn't tell the world about. So
Yeah, like,
so
you
that
don't shut down the store. Listen, man, hey, I rode by there one night, just passing by. I'm like, look at them, look at them. The lights were dim, like they were closed. It wasn't even closing time, but the lights were dim in most of the spot. I seen a guy in there. I'm like, y'all just trying to act like y'all closed so nobody pulls up. This is ridiculous. I should call corporate on y'all. I'm not, because I ain't, but I should.
What up, Bodie? I got Bodie Rock D8 on Instagram, and Jawan, the techies in the building as well on Instagram.
What's
So
going
glad
on,
y'all
Jawan?
pulled up, y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all for sure. I gotta tell you this, and I think it's hilarious too. But in regards to the conversation that we had, Tech Coach Rouse said, "My square is more important than your three piece." He says it. But according to like the whole thing with McDonald's, um, uh, I mean, they do a lot of innovation in your area. Like I realized that they like
Yeah,
do a lot of testing in your area,
yeah.
not necessarily in mine, but in regards to that whole thing, in regards to having a situation that does not work, it's great to listen and see how companies actually maneuver from that. It's like, WD-40, right? There's a few others that came before that, 39, 38, 37. So they got to that 40, that recipe
That's
that
it.
worked. And so there's always trial and error. And oh yeah, we got Maurice in the building. What up, Maurice? There's always trial and
Hey,
error.
hey.
And so we definitely want to make sure, like, as you're growing and innovating in our own lives, that we do look at things that are working, and then we just say, "Hey, man, if this ain't working, time to go back to the drawing board." Does it mean to destroy it completely? Does it mean to like completely throw the? I won't say the saying. I was gonna say the baby out with bathwater, but I realized that that's kind of what a Jawad. Hey, brother, that's kind of if you think about it, it's kind of violent. But the idea is that don't really discard everything just because something isn't working. Head coach Ralph actually said, "My video today, failure today leads to success tomorrow. If you're afraid to fail, then you're afraid to win." That is so
Yo,
true.
pop over there. Pop over there if you need to hear that, because I mean, dude, that's one of the main things, man. A lot of times in life, that's what we're afraid of. We're afraid
Yeah.
of the failure part, but what we don't. That's why I love reading some of these guys and women's stories, man. When you, like, the people who actually, change the world, and change makers. If you
Mm-hmm.
read into their story, you'll realize that wasn't their first go around. Like, the
Yeah.
thing that sent the rocket, that changed the world, that made innovation across the whole world. That wasn't their first go around. They had a bunch of failures. They almost, like, I gotta go back and I mentioned Phil Knight earlier. I gotta go back and read Shoe Dogs again. Like, he was the king of of like switching stuff up
Mm,
and turning it around, right? Blue Ribbon, like all this kind of stuff. And then finally you realize, oh, here it is. So, but pivoting, testing, trying, and
yeah.
then boom, and then you throw God in that equation, man. That kind of cut down a whole lot of stuff, right? Because then you throw him in there. It's like, hey, should I do this? Should I make this move? And now now you cooking with grease. So yeah, it's definitely necessary, man. So yeah, if y'all are thinking about that, what we just talked about, go ahead and get that extra sauce over there with Tech Coach Ralph right after.
That's right. That's right. Uh, before we move on, Mitch says, "Trey, how you going to say look at him, and you sound like those other people?" Well,
How am I
uh,
gonna say look at him?
look at him. Look at him.
Oh, what do you mean? No, no. I'm just saying, because, man, like, there's no way. Look, if I own that, if that was my restaurant, I'd just be pulling up on random, just to see, man, because you can't do that. We still
True.
open. We got 2 hours, and you over here got the lights dim like we closed, so people don't pull up. That ain't how
Yeah.
you do business, man.
Yeah.
And then who knows? You probably, back there not even wanting to put the stuff in right, presentation all wrong. It's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah, corporate is not gonna be happy about that. They're not gonna be happy about that for sure. Man, well, hopefully they can find another job if it's not a good fit for them, being working at Popeyes. And Joanne said Popeyes always on the trip.
Dude.
And it's not to France, it's not to Florida to meet with that Coach Ralph. It's always someplace else. But if if they want to get a high paying job, this might be a good time to look at some different opportunities that are out there. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about the three in demand jobs that are hiring right now in 2024 for 100K. And so this is
Mm.
something that I think that those that are looking on the line might be interested in looking into in demand jobs, right? And so what we're going to talk about is something that actually I think, and you could probably share this as well. When you saw this list, you were like, wait a second, that actually made the cut. And yeah, so this is actually from a CNBC. This is actually specifically about remote jobs, y'all. So I want to be specific about that. But this is from a CNBC article that I found where basically they said in regards to remote opportunities, there's certain ones that are offering salaries over 100K, and they remain in abundant. Indeed, actually saw a 40% increase in remote job openings between March 2023 and 2024, which is basically a year span. But I want y'all to guess which, and put it in the chat right now, which jobs do you think? And I think Jawan's will like this one. But which are the three jobs that you think CNBC was recommending in regards to hot, above six figures, working, making well, hot jobs right now that you may want to get into? Let me know in the chat if you can guess one of them. If you guess one of them, I'm gonna say the name right now. I just gave a hint to Jawan. He could probably talk about one. There you go. So I'll wait to the sponsor. So cybersecurity experts. That is not on this particular three that they're talking about. So good choice, but it's not on there. Juwan got one, and I'm gonna wait. He got it right away. He got it right away. So I'm gonna
That's
wait.
hilarious.
I'm gonna wait until everybody else puts it in the chat there. I want to see what Mitch says. Tech Coach Ralph says. Maurice, what you got to say? Darcel already said cybersecurity experts. But it may surprise you. It may surprise you what they have here. But definitely one was already found. Developers, not the one that they mentioned. Good choice though, Maurice. Good choice. But I'm gonna give you the one that they had here, which is product manager. So product manager is on the list that they have for particular jobs that you want to look at right now. The summer is a favorable season for applying to remote jobs as competition tends to decrease, enhancing your chances of landing a position. Financial advisor. Okay, we're getting close, but that's not the one. Mitch got it, and so Jawan already had it in the bag. Oh, I got Pat in the building. What up, Pat? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, it's project manager. Project manager is one of the jobs that's around 106,812 salary. So that's not anything extra added on to that. That's just your base salary. So we got one off the list. And then the next one, oh, I'm sorry, Mitch, you got it wrong. It's product manager. I apologize. Jawan was right. Product manager. So that's product there. 106 out the bag right there. Then we have account director, which is at 103, over 103 as a base salary. And last but not least, and this is the one that surprised us both because we work in this sphere, is business development director is around 113. And they say these are good jobs to go for right now and be a part of because, again, at the summertime, it's kind of slowing down, less competition. So if you are applying to roles that are available right now that are in the product, account director, or business development director, you're in a good spot. What are your thoughts on that, y'all? You think they're capping? You think that there's uh, probably something else that probably they could look into? What are your thoughts, y'all? I want to know in the chat. What do
I
you guys
think
think?
I think we had some good guesses in the like in the chat for real. Like literally, those are also there
Yeah.
as well. I think they just literally they probably like, hey, these are the top three that have the most openings, but Mitch just came through. But yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I think they're true. They're right on those. You just have to probably align yourself, right? If you're not in the position yet to get one of those, right? It's talking about directors, account director. What is that? like how do I? What's the trajectory of the account director so that I can put myself in alignment to get there, right? Product managers, and then business develop director. Like, how do I get in position to be able to get into those spots? So, I mean, but that's awesome. Obviously, if you see 40% increase in remote job openings for those, then that's telling you that, hey, they're needed. So the best thing to do is, if we're not in alignment yet, then we got to get in there so that we can get to those spots, get to
Yeah,
the spot, as they say in sports.
yeah, and again, sometimes this goes back to what we talked about failure. Sometimes we get to a place where, like, you know what, I think I might need to pivot. This is not where I thought I needed to be. It's not necessarily a failure; it's part of the journey. I'm surprised they
Yeah,
didn't put up AI engineer. Everybody's talking about AI engineers right now as being the next wave of what companies are going to need, and so that's one thing I would probably would have added to it. Like Mitch said here, I don't care what it says. That data is manipulated. LOL. Project managers should be on there. Yeah, project managers definitely get paid well.
that's why
AI
I said
engineers.
I feel like they just picked three, man. Like, hey, these are the top three that maybe had the most openings right now, or something
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously a boatload more. That's why I said everybody who made guesses in the comments is like they're still spot on.
yeah. Product is definitely a great place to be in too. Product is good. I hear a lot of people in our industry. They're all about sales ops. So where they're like, hey, listen, yeah, if you could get into sales ops, that's a great place to get into as well. You see a lot more of the scope of the sales cycle that way. You see everything pretty much, and it gives you another appreciation for how it rolls. So listen, y'all, cite your sources. Oh, I said it. I said CNBC. I tell
Yeah,
you right
yeah,
now. In fact, I'm gonna drop the link for you in the
yeah,
chat so y'all can check it out yourself. But yeah, CNBC is
yeah.
exactly where I got this particular one from. So definitely check it out, and we love to hear your thoughts on these things. We love to hear your
Yeah,
thoughts on
Mitch,
these
you
things.
know we ain't playing. We definitely have the sources for you on deck for everything we talk about, man.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't
oh
play.
yeah, oh yeah. But
You got scholars on here, okay? I don't have a degree, but Joseph got the degree for both of us, okay? So yeah,
we're doing our thing. We're doing our thing. Oh man. We got a brown box special for you, y'all. So big that we're both gonna chime in on this one. There's a lot going on with this brown box special. And let me just say like this. I started by saying the failure to revoke a disgruntled ex-employee's access credentials, and I know Tech Code Drop, you're gonna love this. Cost the company cost the company about $678,000 because of deletion of 180 test servers. Y'all, this can't make this
no,
stuff up. Cannot
yeah,
make this stuff up.
nah, no. I definitely remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely remember that one.
this one is nuts. So, I won't say the guy's name, but a former employee of NCS National Computer Systems in Singapore illegally retained access to the company's systems after his termination. Uh, Basically, upset over his dismissal, utilized Google to find and deploy server depletion scripts. He successfully executed these scripts, wiping out all 180 of NCS's test servers over 2 nights in March of last year. Now, the incident discovered by the QA team led to financial losses totaling around $678,000. Jeez, for NCS. Despite the deletion, SCS ensured that no sensitive data was compromised as the servers were used solely for app testing. The person that did it was sentenced to 2 years and 8 months in prison for unauthorized access to computer materials. So he did get caught and he did do time, or is doing time, I should say. The police tracked him down through this is so dumb. The police tracked him down through IP addresses linked to the server deletions and seized incriminating evidence from his laptop. NCS acknowledged oversight in not revoking his access promptly upon termination and pledged to enhance security protocols. This incident underscores the critical importance of promptly revoking access credentials of terminated employees to prevent malicious activities that can lead to substantial financial and operational damages. Now, let me tell you something real quickly before I pass it on. I remember one time I stopped working for like a nonprofit, and I got my stuff cut off right away, and there was nothing sensitive about that information in regards to what it was there. So the fact that they didn't cut them off right away, him right away, I think that just shows that there's a lack of something going on there. Um,
Yeah, that, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to cause $678,000 worth of damage, but the
mhm.
QA team, they got to go too, man. How it take you that long? I mean, if it was days, I don't know how long it takes. Now, if it's just a few hours and they, that's when they caught on, then I guess he was just quick with it, right? But I mean, $678,000 worth of damage. That sounds like quite a while. The whole QA team gone. You out of there.
Listen, man.
I'm getting all new folks, and I'm paying them more. It's something I don't know. It's crazy.
Apparently, it cost
That's
him
a
two
lot of
nights.
damage.
Apparently, it was just
Huh?
2 nights. Apparently, it
Yeah,
was
two
just
nights.
two
That's a
nights.
long. That's a long time, man. What was y'all doing? Sleeping?
Apparently so. Because
Like
well,
some gotta.
no,
Yeah, nah. That's too long. Too much. And then the fact that the police got him with the IP address, I don't
I'm
know.
like, come
Um,
on.
I don't know what this dude's thing. Actually, I don't know. Unless you like Edward Snowden, you know, you probably gonna get got. All right.
Hmm.
So either way, who knows what they had on deck to be able to get him. But yeah, unless you're him, you're gonna get got. And he definitely, you did the crime, you got to do the time.
Yeah, I don't think he realized. Like, I don't know if he was thinking about like, okay, maybe being as angry as he was. Like, hey, let me really try
He
to
was
make sure I don't
enraged.
get caught.
Yeah, he
I was
was
like,
enraged. He was so busy deleting stuff he didn't even realize, man, I'm wide open right here.
yeah, that's how it seemed. Like he really just was like, I'm gonna take these bullets as they come. But listen, y'all. Let's know what you think in the chat. Do you think that? Do you think like I mean, because I don't know if you ever had a situation where you got cut off from your company right away, but like the fact that he had 2 days worth of access to it, who do you think is at fault here? Is it management? Like who was at fault for the IT team? Like who was at fault for this individual getting the access that he was able to get and being able to do what he was able to do in the time that he was able to do it? Because I just want to
Yeah,
know.
we didn't hope. I mean, probably they didn't obviously go into it, but yeah, whoever didn't follow process, right? Maybe the manager did put it in, but the tech team didn't get it. Like they still had it inside the ticket system on low priority or something, and didn't get to it for 2 days. When it should have probably been ASAP. You know what I mean?
Yep, ASAP Rocky for real. Absolutely. And so listen, y'all, be careful in these streets, these you employers, because there's always somebody who is not happy, who is disgruntled. But listen, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. This
Yeah,
has been another episode of Talk That Tech. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, go ahead subscribe to the channel for more. The podcast is available for you to listen to as well. So check out the podcast and listen, y'all. If you have any sort of recommendations, requests, brown box specials, let us know by hitting us up on LinkedIn, and you can hit us up there and be able to connect with us. Information should be in our channels for that, but definitely connect with us. We would love to rock with you and definitely hear what you guys say. And like was said earlier, definitely appreciate you all and thank you for so much for your continued support as we continue to grow this show. So definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for sure. Yes, sir. Well, that was it. That was the
yeah.
episode of Talk That Tech.
Hey, the number one tech morning show in the world. We're gonna see y'all in the next one.
Yes, peace and elbow grease.